Good day. In today's episode of the AbleToServe podcast, we'll be having a conversation with Ms. Lois, Auta, the CEO, Cedar Foundation, on the topic potential opportunities and solutions to overcome disability inclusion barriers in governance. Good day, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, I'd like you to tell us about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, like you rightly said, my name is Lois Auta. I'm the founder and CEO of Cedar Foundation, where we promote and advocate for disability inclusion. And political inclusion of persons with disabilities in governance is one of our thematic areas. So we are glad to have you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So today you're talking about potentials, opportunities, and solutions to overcome disability inclusion barriers in governance. How would you define disability inclusion in the context of governance?
I will define it in a way of our rights being given to us as citizens of this country, not as second class or third class citizens, but equal opportunities are given to us when it comes to employment, when it comes to elections, when it comes to training opportunities, and every other sector. It should be 50-50. Yeah.
Right. All right. Why is disability inclusion crucial in governance, and what are the potential benefits you feel it can bring?
Article 29 is already enshrined in United Nations Convention on the Right of Persons with Disabilities that gives persons with disabilities the right to vote and to be voted for. So we need to encourage persons with disabilities to join political parties. We need to see political parties making sure that citizens with disabilities are part of their party manifestos and constitutions. And the 5% reservation of Disability Act provision should also be prioritized in our elective and appointive positions in this country, Nigeria. Yes, we have a senior special assistant to the president on disability matters, but we need more of that, particularly to women. Women with disabilities are at a 0% level of participation. They are left behind, they have been sidelined, excluded, and underrepresented in every sector. And we are saying no to this because it is our right to participate. So the platforms, the opportunities, and the support should be extended to women with disabilities in governance.
Wow. In one of our episodes, we have spoken to Dr. Chike Okobo. He spoke so highly of you, and he had mentioned that you had run for an office. So would you like to take us through those challenges?
Okay.
And that individuals with disability face in participating in government?
One of the major challenges is attitudinal barrier, because people tend to see your disability first before you as a person. For example, who is Chike? Chike is a doctor. He has PhD in academics. He has achieved a lot. He was working with CNN before he had an accident on his way to cover 2011 election. There are many barriers that are trying to stop persons with disabilities from running for elective offices effectively. One of them is attitudinal, which I told you. I had a bad experience during my campaign when I was invited to a live radio program with other two male candidates from different parties. So we were 3 on the live program. Many people called in to say their mind, their thoughts, and to also share their views and opinions. But one caller called me. He mentioned my name. He said he wants to address his comment to me particularly. And I listened. It surprised me to hear that, yes, madam, I support the male candidates, but for you, you should go home and sleep. No vote for you. Why? Why did he say so? Because I'm a woman with disability, and the many barriers that are trying to stop me, which could be infrastructural, attitudinal, and institutional. When I was talking during my opening statement, I mentioned legal frameworks that we have from the local level, the continental level, and the international level. We have the beautiful policies, beautiful laws on inclusion of these vulnerable groups, which include women, young people, and persons with disabilities. But we don't have any statistics to show that, yes, we have achieved the 35% affirmative action we are clamoring for. We have achieved the 5% enshrined on the Disability Act. We have achieved the 10% by the military protocol and many other policies, laws, and legal frameworks that we have. It surprised me that INEC has a policy on disability. They even have a department on inclusivity. But I don't know where we're going. I don't know when we will really achieve this inclusion that we want to see for women, for persons with disabilities, and young people. We have a long way to go.
We will get there.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for your faith.
How do you feel these barriers affect the overall inclusivity and effectiveness of governance structures?
Yes, these barriers are a huge problem. They are causing a lot of difficulties and challenges, and there are obstacles to breaking the line between inclusion and exclusion. So we need to come up with strategies. We need to have a policy dialogue, a conversation with the key stakeholders, with the key actors on how these issues could be addressed. Is it media, traditional leaders, the clergy, women groups, student groups, youth groups, all the key actors that we have? We need to come for a dialogue and discuss a way forward. Another thing is building the capacity of persons with disabilities. Mentorship is key in ensuring that an older leader take up the hand of a younger leader to say, come, Lois, I want to lead you. I must make sure you win. I must take you to the spaces, to the people that are influencers, people that we know that when they say this, they will do it. After mentorship and policy dialogue, we also need to review our policies. Like the Nigerian Disability Act, it did not include issues of women with disabilities in it, issues that concerns them. You know, there is violence in elections. Women with disabilities also experience that. When I was running, I know how many people said, Lois, step down. Not that I don't have the capacity, I don't have what it takes to lead, but because they saw my disability first before saying that, they did not agree that yes, I can lead even without disability. For God's sake, disability only affected my legs. It was polio. And polio is not transferable. I have my hands to write, to develop policies that will come to the success stories of persons with disabilities in this country. So what is it?
Wow. This has been a really eye-opening conversation. Can you share examples of successful initiatives, strategies that promoted disability inclusion in governance?
Yes, the Albino Foundation is doing very well in this aspect. They have a program, Able to Vote and Able to Serve, which I was one of the people that did a documentary. I shared my story on this Able to Serve documentary. Inclusive Friends Association too, they're doing a lot in ensuring that persons with disabilities have a voice and they have their rights when it comes to electoral processes. So we have a lot of success stories. In this present administration, we have someone in Jigawa State who is a person with disability and is the Speaker of the House, which has never happened before. We also have a female in Lagos State which was appointed as the Director General of the Disability Commission in Lagos. We also have some appointments, though it's not
on the table.
Yes. We want to see more numbers. The numbers are not enough. Yes, we are grateful to them for this, but we want to see more of this, especially women with disabilities. We have experts like Dr. Irene Patrick, Grace Jerry, Florence. We have people like Susan Kelechi and other women that are capable, women with disabilities that are capable to be executive secretaries, director generals, and other positions you think we can manage. Yes, we are proud of Kwara State Governor for appointing 2 permanent secretaries in his state. One is a physically challenged person and the other one is a visually impaired person. We want to see more of this. Aside the federal government, what about subnational? What are they doing? We have appointment on commissioners and other appointments, chairman of the board, member of the board, and other opportunities they can meet persons with disabilities. What are they doing on this to ensure the inclusivity of persons with disabilities in governance?
One who focuses on inclusive legislation for persons with disabilities. What role do policies and legal framework play in promoting disability inclusion in governance?
Yes, they play a significant role in giving us our rights. For example, if persons with disabilities are ready to use force and start protesting, that yes, you have to give us our right. They have the take federal government to court for not giving us that 5% opportunity that is already enshrined in the Nigerian Disability Act. So we have the policies on ground already.
Everything.
Yes, we need to set up a task force to ensure the implementation of this.
Being carried out.
Yes.
We should go beyond talking, more doing.
Yes, we should come up with action plan that will make sure we hold government accountable on these legal frameworks that we have already put in place.
The Disability Act and any other legal framework that is available that caters to persons with disability, do you feel there are any gaps in the existing policies?
Yes.
And that need to be addressed?
Yes. We need to assess these policies. We need to review the VAP Act, Disability Act, Child's Rights Act, Gender and Equal Opportunity Bill, and other ones that are already signed and those that are on the pipeline. We should make sure that everyone, I repeat, everyone is captured. All the 6 clusters of disability groups that we have in this country, nobody should be left behind. For example, Nigerian Disability Act, if you sit down on your own and read it from beginning to the end critically, there was no mention of women with disabilities, neither girls with disabilities. And I founded a network of women with disabilities. And these are very big issues to us. For example, issues of gender-based violence. When it comes to elections, we address it as election violence. In terms of insecurity, for example, me seated in my wheelchair, how can I run when insecurity sets in, when violence sets in during elections? We need to capture that. Women with disabilities are more vulnerable when it comes to issues of violence, either sexual, economic, physical, social, whatever type of violence it is. Our issues are not captured in the Nigerian Disability Act. So these are huge gaps that we need to have a conversation around.
I am aware you are an alumnus of the SPPG. So, in that light, what training, or awareness programs are essential for both policymakers and the public to promote inclusivity?
SPPG is one of the professional training I received that I'll never forget. It has taught me many things. It even helped me work on my manifesto when I was running for office. So it has taught me many things in my political journey. That being said, we need to start programs like disability inclusion in SPPG. Yes, I know that SPPG is a friendly professional learning platform, but we need to top up our game and even first we can have a disability advisor in SPPG. Second, we should engage sign language interpreters that will be working as volunteers or support staff in the SPPG secretariat to ensure that everyone is carried along. And when they are recruiting members of SPPG, the students, some percentage should be reserved for persons with disabilities. And the lessons, the training modules should also have a specific module on disability. Doing that will bring many members of persons with disabilities to the knowledge of the policies we have on governance structure and political aspect of the economy of this country.
So, can you take us through a way where or how we can enhance the capacity of persons with disability to actively participate in government?
Yes, we can come up with an academy where persons with disabilities will be mentored on politics in this country. We can set up a fund that will cater for their needs, campaign activities during elections. That's for those that are becoming aspirants, and from aspirants to candidates. They should build their capacity through the academy, through the mentorship platforms, and the fund that will be set up for this objective. Doing that, we encourage persons with disabilities to join political parties in mass, and it will also give them knowledge of their right as citizens of this country. They have the right to vote and to be voted for. And we should also remind them that they don't need to be afraid. Look at me. I'm in a wheelchair. I have a challenge. But I ran twice, 2019 and 2022. So they should be resilient. That spirit that is in them should be encouraged enough to say, yes, I have the capacity, I have the character, I have the competency to run for elective offices, not just appointments. So they shouldn't wait for appointment. They should come out from their comfortable zones, comfortable rooms, and aspire for political positions. Yeah.
Okay, quickly. So three sectors, right? The government, the NGOs, and the private sectors. In what way do you think can a collaboration between these sectors contribute to overcoming disability inclusion barriers in government?
Yes, the private sector should bring the money. Then the CSO should manage it. They should be implementers. Then government should also play their role of following the policies on ground and ensuring that all the quota systems, the affirmative actions, and all the code, the reservation of opportunities, like Disability Act, we have the 5% that's already written there publicly. So we should think of collaboration, coming together, 3 in 1, and do a lot of things. I used to tell everyone that we should think whether you are a thinker, whether you are an implementer, or you are a funder. In these 3 things, if you are not one of them, then you have not started living your purpose on earth. You must be one of these 3: a thinker, an implementer, or a funder. Yes, thinkers are the ones that come up with these proposals. Implementers are the ones that, yes, that are taking actions. Then funders are the ones that are giving us the funding to do all these 2 things I mentioned earlier. So for these 3 sectors, they should also use the policy of this 3 in 1 action plan to implement whatever it is on ground.
All right, it has been a very, very eye-opening conversation. At least now I know about the 3 in 1 action plan. So I have to think, or I have to implement, or I fund. So I'd like to take your final thoughts. Let me know what you have to say to listeners out there.
Okay. Yeah. My final thought is we should keep implementing, because a lot is happening with the exclusion of these three sets of groups: women, young people, and persons with disabilities. So once we begin to put up action plans on how to implement these policies, I tell you, we'll start seeing changes. Having ramps everywhere we go to, whether it's garden, whether it's a zoo, whether it's a school, church or mosques, offices, workplaces, should be accessible to everyone. Another one is the reservation of quotas and affirmative actions. So my final word is we should implement, and keep implementing. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the AbleToServe podcast. On this episode, we had the honor of speaking to Ms. Lois Auta on the topic potential opportunities and solutions to overcome disability inclusion barriers in governance. And it has been amazing. Remember, this podcast was brought to you by South Africa, funded by the Makoto Foundation, organizations committed to fostering inclusive conversations that matter. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and connect with us on social media. Your engagement is crucial to making this conversation heard. Until next time, I'm Gloria. It's signing off. Together, let's explore the journey towards a more inclusive future.